Hello guys, how's it going? Screezilla here, I hope you're all well. Today's video, sometimes you just can't win. Um, it was one of those games. So I took out the Chaito for a bit of a spin, grinding up the Japanese tank line still, so just using these to get some points. I'm working on the Walker Bulldog at the moment, actually. And then hopefully we'll be working on some of the other Japanese tanks very shortly and getting some of those in game, because I'm looking forward to some higher tier battles actually. So it just was one of those games today. Well, in this battle. We're in Norioska. Pretty big game, as you can see. Germans, Japanese versus the Americans, the Russians, and the English. So, well, the British. So, being that I have no armour, I didn't want to push too quickly, too fast. And being that a lot of the German tanks have some fairly good armour, I let them go first. We actually didn't have that many Japanese players on our team, as is usually the case. So there was a lot of Panzer, Panzer Freeze, Panzer 4, Panzer 5, things like that, you know. Some good tanks for pushing and some sort of well-armoured vehicles, things like that, as well as usual Stug Brigade and stuff like that. So the mission got off pretty well, actually. We were going okay, but then things all fell apart from teamwork. Unfortunately, because the chat's not recorded, you can't see what's happening there, but there was a bit of communication between the teams, sort of going, you know, move forwards, don't camp, blah blah blah, the usual things. There's Cromwell here with its pants down and take him for a jolly good spanking. As is the case with the Japanese shells, they are pretty much one-hit kills. Very rare that you get sort of you need to take multiple shots at anything, which is quite handy. And as I say, the Type 5 is probably my favourite gun in game at the moment, for sheer firepower, accuracy, and also the shell it uses. So I'm pushing relatively slowly. We've kept B, and now the team's moving towards C. Now, C at this map is quite hard because it's very open, so you have to be very careful. If I was actually going to say anything, I'd say actually look at capping A first and keeping a good group back there to protect the flank. So I found a little spot here that I know. Relatively well covered. Sherman there. Not much longer. I like this little spot because it's got some good cover in the area and not many people spot you. There's this 43 over there and I just can't really get a good shot on him. So I'm keeping an eye over there, and really the main thing with this tank is you have to snipe. You're sort of a bit of a sniping vehicle. You can't really go too fast, too far into the advance because you will die pretty quickly. Got a Sherman there. Actually get a hit, take out most of his crew, but do not get the kill, unfortunately. Take out his transmission as well, and he gets it in behind that train carriage, and we call it out to the team, let them know, and nobody pays any attention. He actually kills a couple of people. As I said, this was, I think it's because I was playing on a Saturday night, or a Sunday day for me, Sunday morning, where just, oh gosh, the weekend warriors were out in force. I don't use that term as a negative term a lot, but they just were awful, some of these guys. There's this 30 over there. Now, I know there's something over there, I can't actually see what it is, so I'm just going to take a look in the binoculars, try and do a spotting, but I can't really get a good shot on this guy. And I don't want to be out in the open too long. There's an M16 over there. Raise the gun. Fluff that shot, unfortunately, was a little bit low. Move back to my spot. But I'm really not wanting to advance. They've got us pretty well locked down now. The issue with this map is when you start on this side, there's not much cover to push for to get to C. However, if you start on this side, you've got a lot more cover to use on advancing troops. It's a bit of an it's an unbalanced map, which I know makes no surprise really in this game, because there's a lot of unbalanced maps for planes and tanks, but this one really can be quite punishing. But as this is taken out, it's got like M16 over there again, and trying to take some pot shots at him mainly, and also a bit wary because I know that there could be somebody to the side. And I see something over there. I didn't realise that this was destroyed, but make doubly sure of it. So right now we're actually doing quite well, sort of team-wise. As you can see, we've got more players than they do. However, the problem now begins to become apparent to me. Nobody's pushing. As much as I ask and actually talk to the team and say, look, we need to start capping. That's the Sherman taken out at last, thankfully, that was behind that train carriage. Nobody's actually listening and nobody's actually pushing towards C. And I'm thinking, well, is it because we're really locked down over there? You know, I'm a bit wary of moving from this spot, being that I have armour that basically if I take one hit I am gone for. So I decided to take a little bit of a peek up over here, up on this mound here. See, we've got a lot of tanks in this area. As you see, we've got a lot of tanks in the area, and our team is actually, you know, we outnumber the team a fair bit now. So if we work together and use teamwork, we've got an advantage. So poke up here, just have a little bit of a look. An M24 there, Chaffee. And he's just sitting there, sort of scouting out, sort of thing. Everybody's scouting, everybody's camping, and nobody's wanting to actually advance to the points. So we've got a fair few decent heavy tanks around, sort of panzer-wise. One just got taken out from the side. But we had a pretty good advantage, which we're losing now. Because basically there's not enough aggression on this team, and there's not enough push. So I'm very wary of moving forwards, because, you know, even though I'm in a medium battle tank, the fact that my tank has the armour of a cardboard box does make it pretty tricky to push into one of those cap circles, because this tank is not fast, it's not manoeuvrable, and it's very easy to kill. So there's a tank coming up on the flank there, so I'm trying to get in position just in case he comes around. As you can see, our tick is really going down now, because they control 2 points, we control 1. And we're going to lose this match anytime soon. So I decide, well, it's time to make a move on C, if nobody else is going to. Let's just have a look at our team makeup right now. We've got a Flak Panzer, we've got Stug, M24, anti-aircraft, Panzer, Marauder, Panzer, Shaheed. I don't know why somebody brought out the Type 1 Shaheed, whatever. But it's time to make a push. I need to make a move, because if I don't, we're going to start... We've lost this game. You know, we're very close to losing this game anyway. They've also got air superiority as well, which is annoying considering we have quite a few AAA guns up. And the AA guns we have were not focusing on planes, they were focusing on tanks. So I just drive forwards, see the Sherman there, pause, fire, gone. Okay, so that's one down. So this battle here had been going on since I had been sat over in the corner there, sat over in this section over here. These tanks have been firing at each other that whole time and not doing anything to each other. To give you an idea of how just awful this team was doing. So I make the push for C and start capping it. Now I know I'm going to get pebbled by artillery anytime soon, and there's also a AAA vehicle coming up, so I'll try and get a target on it. Fire. Hit it through there. Apparently, you know, 65 grams of TNT is not enough to, you know, well, 67 grams of TNT is not enough to kill that vehicle through that point of it, so it doesn't die. So luckily it didn't fire on me, because I would have been pretty screwed. Capture C, and now I need to move to A, and I really need to rush. And as you see, this tank is not fast enough to really rush over to a place. If I was in a fast moving tank, I might have less problem. So I see an M4 A5 over there. Take a bit of a risk here. Fire upon him. Take out his transmission. Not really wanting to stick around here too long though, because it's pretty risky. Bounces a shot on the front. The angled armour does its job for a change, but even the 50 cal on that thing can cause me trouble. Take another shot, bounce again, decide, nope, that's it. I actually bounce a shot off the very corner of my tank. Got very lucky there to survive it, basically. So it's time to try and get get A, and I know that he's going to come as well. So I'm trying my best to keep a bit of an eye on the corners there, and I'm asking my team to advance with me and give me some support. As you can see, they're engaging a couple of people, and I was hoping I could capture from that spot, but apparently you can't, which was very frustrating. So I decided, well, alright, let's move in. I know I'm going to get annihilated by that American tank any moment now, so I'm going to try and cap this as quick as possible, because we are down to bugger all in our cap points. So I'm keeping an eye over here. I know that he's going to be coming soon. I'm half expecting him to come this way, and I'm hoping he does, because then I can get a good shot off. I'm also keeping an eye on that section there. So there's a plane actually helping me now, which is something different from this game, and he's telling me there's a tank coming, be careful, you know, all these things, and I'm like, yep, I know, can you please get support? So I keep my gun aimed, fire, and somehow I penetrate, hit his ammo, and don't get a kill, even though, as I said, I'm using a very high explosive round. So I captured the zone at least, and I'm getting peppered now with the rounds. Finally, some of the team are in here to actually help me. But they just... oh god. You know, if they came a little bit sooner, if they'd come when I asked them to, we could have done a bit better. So I hop in my my chaffee, the M24. Get stuck on this, but try and get back to sea in time to try and stop it from being capped. C's being capped and A's being capped again, and it's just like, well, thanks guys, you did a really good job there of supporting. As you see, all of those tanks now are in A, sorry. There's a tank capping in C, there's somebody sitting here. God knows what he's doing. They do actually manage to take out the person in C though, so that's something. I'm going a bit of a risky way here, basically showing the broadside of my tank to any advancing enemies, but I'm just rushing as fast as I can because I want to win. You know, at the end of the day, I'd like to win the game. But we are really running out of time here, and really running out of points. We do have a pretty good tank advantage still though. They have 2 players left compared to all of us. 4 of them are in planes, of course, because that's how weekend players go, offering no support to the ground. And then what else did we have? We had a fair few Panzers, a Marauder, and a Soki. So the Soki can't really do anything, so that's fair enough. Stug should be able to do some bits. I just fire off my round just so I get the solid shot in there so I can penetrate whatever I find around the corners. I am rushing to A as fast as I can to try and cap it, but it's all in vain really. There is no way we're going to get that zone. Yes, as you saw, we had something like 4 or 5 tanks in that spot, and one guy in an M4A1 managed to take them all out. So, as you can tell, the tone of my voice a little bit salty about this one, because this loss just, as I say, it boggles the mind sometimes at how people can, I just get in the cap zone and it's game over. It just really, you just start scratching your head sometimes and think, wow, really? So that shows the importance of teamwork. Now, as I said, I could have charged some zones a bit more, been a bit more aggressive, but in my tank, it's very tricky. With the, I think I was in the Chai-To, wasn't I? The Chai-To, even though you have that 75mm armor, and some of the sloping actually gives you a relatively decent sort of armor rating, it's still the best you're just going to get is around about 70 to 80mm of armor, unless you're really lucky and somebody's shooting you from a really awkward angle. You're generally a one-shot kill for everything. It's very rare that you bounce in this and you can take more than one shot. Also, because the crew are so confined, you've got 3 crew members in the turret, so one hit to the turret, all your crew members are dead. One hit to the ammo rack, all your crew members are dead. One hit through this section here, 3 of your crew members are dead. So you generally lose 3 crew members when you get shot any time in this tank. So it's very frustrating in that respect. And another frustrating thing is just the lack of consistency with the ammo explosions of enemy tanks sometimes, because you know, you'd think, oh my god, I've just hit your ammunition with, you know, 70 grams of TNT equivalent. Surely that should set it off, and it never does. Yet you'll hit somebody else with, you know, a solid shot or a machine gun, and all of a sudden their ammo explodes, and you're just like, how does that work? Sometimes you just scratch your head. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed the video, I hope you liked it. I'll be back to you again to you soon, and I'll catch you again later. This is Screezel out. Have a good day, have a good weekend. I'll speak to you soon. Bye bye.